Hello and welcome to What's So Fred Next. Welcome back if you've been here before, I suppose, but welcome if you're new. Today I am talking about this book here. A Court of Silver Flames is probably one of the most hyped books of the year. Sarah J Maas is probably one of the most hyped books on Booktube, at least the side of Booktube that I watch, and I read this book in a day. I ordered the Waterstones exclusive and was stupid and didn't pay for first class postage, so I got it the day after it came out. It arrived about 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I had finished it by 1 o'clock in the morning. This is going to be just a super quick wrap up of the book, no spoilers, which is going to make it really difficult, but I've got some vlog footage that I took through the day, so the unboxing, a little bit about it, my thoughts while I was reading it, so I'm going to insert that here, and then we'll come back to present day me, I suppose. It's Friday me, so that I can just share my final thoughts and what I hope happens with the story next. Look what's just come through the door. Okay, just try not to show my dress at any point out of excitement. What is it? This is a chunky box. Like, I'm not a fan of the covers, but the spines are really pretty. Also, does anyone else find this, that W.H. Smith boxes are really hard to open? Okay. Oh, it's so chunky. Okay, well the exclusive bit at the back is about like 10 pages, if that, so that's disappointing. And it's 750 pages all in all. I'm going to delve into this so soon. I'm going to get myself a cup of tea and just get ready to enjoy it. I literally got 9 pages in and I had to take the dust jacket off because it was already annoying me and I didn't want to ruin it. By page 10, definitely more adult than the previous ones. Like the fact that whilst A Court of Thorns and Roses probably is young adult, they're just not after that and they really need reclassifying. Like, I know Sarah J Maas said it was going to be more adult, but like already 10 pages in, far more adult. I'm not a fan of how orange it is without the dust jacket. Like, it's not a pretty hardback without the dust jacket on. I actually don't mind the designs on the covers. I know loads of people don't, but I really don't mind them. What I'm not a fan of is this particular cover. It's just not very exciting. I'm pleased to say I got to page 41 before I cringed at something that Rhysand said. This, as I said in the introduction, hopefully is going to be like non-spoilery, but I really hate the endless use of mate, especially the innuendo that comes along with it a lot of the time. For page 41 I got my first innuendo matey cringe. We're getting there. It's taken me a while. I'm very distracted. I think I've been going for an hour and I've read about 40 pages, which is not ideal. I'm a much faster reader than that. I'm obviously just taking a little bit of time to get back into Sarah J Maas's writing style. I just want it to move a bit faster. I mean, it is kicking off quite quickly, like within a chapter there was a bit of action, so that's always good. But yeah, I'm getting there with this. I'm gonna see if I can finish it in 24 hours. I may regret saying that, but if I can finish it in 24 hours, that would be good. I'd be impressed with myself. I'm about 100 pages in now, just over. And it is just a lot of setup, I think. I'm sure it'll be like a standard ACOTAR book where the last sort of like 200 pages are just go, go, go. I'm enjoying it, but like I say, as it's all set up, it's taken me a long time to get through it because there's no real pace on it. It is just like reading any other novel. I'm averaging roughly 50 pages an hour, which is quite slow for me, but theoretically means I'll get it done in 24 hours with sleep. However, at my current pace, I wouldn't finish this till 4 AM, so I couldn't do it in one sitting. I'm going to try and pick up the pace a bit and just read and see how I do. We were meant to be having like a fry up for dinner that I was going to cook. I'm not cooking anything. I'll just have like a freezer tea or something, so I can keep reading, and hopefully it means it'll be quick to eat as well. I promise you that this is going to be spoiler free, but I'm on page 144, and it turns out Cassian is a teenage girl in fiction because he, I quote, he released the breath he'd been holding. So close to he released the breath that he didn't know he'd been holding. So yeah, like, what, 150-ish pages through, so it's about 20% done. I'm getting into it now. There's a bit more characterization rather than setup, which is nice. There's a bit more plot, like in terms of what is to come in the book. Like I say, the inevitable 200 pages at the end. I'm really enjoying the chemistry between the characters in this book. You can tell that the Night Court have been through a lot together in the previous 2 books and the novella, which so far, I'll be honest, you don't need to have read A Court of Frost and Starlight for this. There's a couple of points that are, like, they've come from A Court of Frost and Starlight, but they're not so important that you need them for this book. I don't know whether that will change through the rest of the book. Like I say, I'm like a fifth through, so I've still got quite a way to go and things might come up. But so far, I don't feel like it's essential that you've read that. My pace is definitely picking up a bit now, so I'm more into the book, and I read those like last 50 pages in about 40 minutes, so that's more what I expect with my reading, so I am picking up the pace. I think in a little bit I'm going to take a break and have a drink, soft, not alcoholic. I'm not at any smut yet, I don't feel like I need any alcohol to get through it. Yeah, but make myself a hot drink, maybe a coffee, and keep going. But I'm just gonna maybe read another chapter before I do that. I've got no plans now for a little while. I want to try and get some filming done tomorrow morning, so I'd like to be able to finish before I film, but I don't know if that's going to happen or not. If I pick up the pace, it could. We'll see what happens. We're going to try to ignore the loud shower pump. I'm sure you can probably hear it. I am about halfway now. It's 8 PM. It's taken me a lot longer to get through than I thought it would. But oh my goodness, I have audibly gasped about 5 times. My brain hurts. Like, I am really enjoying this. I'm just going to check my notes because I wanted to keep reading. So I had to make some notes in my phone really quickly. The main thing is, this is not young adult. I've said this before, this is not a young adult series, it's a new adult series, but this book in particular is the sort of thing I read when I was classed as a young adult that really should not have been. It was things that I read in private as fan fiction. So yes, just stop classing it as young adult. But yeah, there is around the 300 page mark. There's a huge twist, which, okay, definitely foreshadowed, I'm sure it was, and I'm sure someone more intelligent than me could have worked it out. But yeah, I'm in awe. I'm really enjoying this and I can't wait to get to it. I just want to keep reading, but like I say, halfway through and it's taken me 7 hours. This is a slow read for me, and I don't know if I'll manage to stay up for another 7 hours to read it. Hopefully I pick up the pace of it. I've also been really distracted because Jack's been downstairs like watching TV, so I've had my AirPods in and I've been listening to dark academia instrumental music, which is the only thing I can basically listen to when I'm reading. I can't listen to anything with lyrics, it has to be instrumental, but it's not as good as being in complete silence, and I didn't want to go upstairs. So I think his plan is to, well, he's in the shower, that's what the background noise is. He's in the shower, and then I think he's going on his Switch for a bit. I'm thinking I might go upstairs for a little bit and try and read, and then when he wants to go to bed because he's got work in the morning, whereas I don't, that I'll come back downstairs and finish up, see if that helps me get through it a bit quicker. Okay, so I'm reading a smutty scene, but I just have to stop a second. I hate when people write semen as seed, what? And I hate when writers call a vagina her sex. Just can't stand it. That was gross to read, to be honest. Anyway, back to it. Just hit chapter 50, it's page 502, so I'm at the 2/3 mark. I don't feel like too much of note has happened. The rate I'm currently going, I've still got another sort of like 4.5 hours of reading, and I really want to finish it before I sleep tonight, so I either need to pick up the pace or I'm not going to bed until like 2:30. I'm not tired, so I suppose that's a good thing. But I didn't want to stay up really late. I was thinking I could be done by midnight, and I know that's not going to happen. I've got 250 pages left. It's 10 o'clock, so it's just, even in a contemporary book, like that would be a good like reading rate for me. So I'm just going to keep going. The more I look at this hardback without the dust jacket on, the more I dislike it. This is a horrible colour. I understand why it's orange. It's not even a nice orange, it's just horrible. So do better in book. What book is this for? So do better in book 5. Because I'm at a point which kind of relates to Quarter Frost and Starlight, and I wanted to see how relevant it was so I could talk about whether you needed to read the novella or not. Firstly, the answer is it might help, but it's not like completely necessary. But oh my god, my heart. I'll be honest, Nesta is the character that I care the least about. I wanted to read more about the Night Court and everybody else in it over reading about Nesta, but I was like, oh, I'll read it just because Cassian. I'd rather have known about the Elain, Lucien and Archeron, that's his name, story. But I was like, okay, Nesta's obviously a lot darker, so it'll be a darker story. But oh my god, I feel like my heart's just broken into a million It's really difficult not doing spoilers, but on my Instagram story most people said they wanted no spoilers in this vlog, so oh, right, I'm gonna keep going. Make note of this chapter. What chapter is it? Chapter 58. Just I'm gonna have to reread this, like editing Sophie. Reread chapter 58 when you're putting this together. In the last sort of 30 pages or so, I've gone from being indifferent about Nesta to absolutely loving her. I just want to be her friend. I'm so fickle when it comes to books. All it takes is like one redeeming moment and I'm hooked. It's like Rhysand under the mountain. As soon as he told Feyre in the second challenge what it was, I was like, that's it, I'm in, I'm hooked. Nesta. Unless you've read around the page 640 mark, you will not get this, and I really want to spoil it and I'm not going to, and I'm really wound up and I can't spoil it because this is going to be spoiler free. I don't know what to do because I really need to rant about it. I'm annoyed. I'm really annoyed, and you know what, I'm going to write it in the description. I'll write it under the read more bit, I'll put it under books mentioned so it's well hidden, and I'm going to rant about this because it's so frustrating. And it's done. I'm going to sleep on my thoughts about this and share it. Will be in the next clip for you, but I am going to bed now. I finished all 751 pages and the 10 pages of Feyre and Rhysand at the end because this is the Waterstones exclusive with the story in the back. I need to think about what I'm rating. Like, I know what I'm rating it, but I feel like I need to rank it with the other books because I've given all the other books 5 stars other than A Court of Frost and Starlight. Better than A Court of Frost and Starlight. I still think it's 5 stars. I need to think about placement in the ranking of the series, but I will discuss that in the next clip. So as I have mentioned previously, I ordered the Waterstones exclusive edition. I don't think it's necessary to have the Waterstones exclusive edition. The extra face sound content, not worth it. Like, if that was a story on its own, 2 stars. Didn't hold my interest at all, did not care for it. Book itself, I have given 5 stars. I did love it, and I couldn't not give it 5 stars, considering that I gave ACOTAR 5 stars, and I preferred it to ACOTAR, but it doesn't have a patch on Akamath. I think I also preferred ACOWAR to this. It took me until probably 2/3 through to be invested in Nesta. Before going into this book, I was gutted that it was going to be a Nesta Cassian story, because although I like Cassian, I wanted to know where the Elain, Lucien and Azriel story is going to go. That's what I really hope the next book's about, because Nesta and Cassian was sweet, but their story doesn't need going into any more depth than this. It was also quite a monotonous story, in the sense that a lot of the book was, this isn't a spoiler, this is literally on the blurb, Nesta and Cassian training, and it just got a bit samey. I really enjoyed Nesta's character development. There is a lot in this that you sort of see why she's acted the way she's acted in previous books. I also really enjoyed the chemistry between Nesta and Cassian. There was a lot of sexual tension between them, and they were just really flirty, and it was fun. The smut in it wasn't as bad as I was expecting, I'll be honest. There was a lot of it, but I've read worse in fan fictions written by teenagers. Overall, I did really enjoy it, but it's probably 3rd in the series for me. I would have liked to have seen more interaction with the other courts. I would have liked to have seen more of the inner circle. I feel like the book really was Nesta and Cassian. Once you sort of got out the gates, there wasn't a lot of other character interaction. There wasn't the big action scene that you expect from an ACOTAR book either. Is that spoilery? That might be spoilery. But I'm so used to the books in this series. They're sort of slow, and then you get to the final 200 pages and you're punched in the gut and off you go. And I didn't feel that with this. It was a different style to that. I feel like I'm talking myself out of giving it 5 stars the more I talk about this. I do think it was 5 stars. I'll be honest, it was probably a 4.5 star, but I've rounded it up. I don't know what to say now. I've talked myself out of it. It's better than ACOTAR. It's just not a patch on the other 2 books, because whilst I care for Nesta now, I did not care for her for so much of the book. I also found it to be very predictable. Like, I guessed it was going to happen, the ending. I've also got a rant. Yes, I just remembered the vlog footage. There is a rant in the description box. Please go to it, because I have a big rant which is, 100 pages or so from the end. I think I'm having a crisis now, and I think I'm going to have to wrap it up before I go, insane. But if you liked this video, or even if you liked this book, give this a thumbs up. Please subscribe, it really helps my channel, and I will see you in the next video, where I will also talk about this book, but not in masses, loads of detail. Don't worry about it. This is my ACOSF. Really annoys me that you can't say ACOSF. I might just call it ACOSF instead. The last one was ACOFAS, so why not ACOSF? Anyway, forget it. Oh, there was a twist that I really enjoyed. About halfway through, 2/3 through. I don't know, I talked about that in the vlog as well. I'm sure I did. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.